Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool telephone. This is from Italy, and this is Steve's telephone from Missouri. And basically the material here is a travertine. So it's a really cool telephone, and there's a lot of static on this telephone is the problem. So I have it apart, and I'll show you the telephone here real quick. The handle has some travertine on it too, so it's a pretty cool telephone. And I already have the bottom off, so we'll go ahead and show you that. Now when I open this telephone, and this is the initial checkout of this telephone, I found the PC board was just loose, hanging as if it had maybe taken a fall. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and resolder everything, and I also want to go through this hook switch. So we're going to go ahead and pull that off right now real quick. If I can get that apart. We want to also check this switch. I'm a little concerned about how it's kind of loose also. So that's another thing that we want to check. Doesn't want to really come out of its seems like the mounting for this hook switch is very loose. And it wants to move around a lot. So what we'll do is I'm going to go ahead and take a break from the video and try to remove this switch here. And I'm going to go through this PC board and check all of our connections and resolder everything. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, now I've removed the hook switch and started resoldering everything. I've got a few more little solder points that I want to touch up, so we'll go ahead and do that right now. Coming off some of the plugs. When you have bad connections and a lot of static and things, so I usually find a lot of bad solder that I like to touch up. I also found a leg of this transistor here that was left too long, and it was bent over, and it looked like it might have been touching the other leg of the transistor. But we got that straightened out. I also want to resolder the hook switch, and we'll pull that around. We'll touch all them up. We crimped the handset cord, re-crimped it, and cleaned the connections on the modular port too. So there's just a lot that you have to go through. You want to make sure that you get everything. And I already did some fine soldering inside the board, so we're good on that. And I'm just doing some final touch-ups. It's not uncommon that I find a lot of bad solder, but that's not always the issue. It could be anything at this point causing the static, but what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do some checking, and then I'm going to start putting everything back together again. So move these screws out of the way. Give you some dial tone. I want to dial some of our numbers. If you watch the analyzer, you'll see them go by. I'm going to end in a 2. I'm going to hang up, and I'm going to hit redial. Give you some dial tone. We want to reposition our board. The board was loose on the main PC board here, was not on its little stands. There's some little stands here that the board sits on, some offsets, and I want to make sure that that's back in place. And then we'll hit that with some hot glue to keep them back in. So we're going to go ahead and take another short break, and we'll kind of get some of that together and get the board put back in, and get our hook switch put back into position and adjust all that, and then we'll do some final checks. So we'll be right back. Okay. We are finished up putting the telephone back together again, and we're ready to do some final checks on this telephone. And it's a really neat telephone. This is made in Italy, and the material is travertine, so it's a pretty cool telephone, and it's kind of like in a French design. So now what we're going to do is we're plugged into the analyzer, and we're going to ring it. There's a couple of ring settings, a high and a low. We'll let that go on low a couple times. Give you some dial tone. We want to move the cord around a lot. Make sure that that's not an issue. We'll go ahead and dial our numbers if you watch the analyzer. I'm going to end in a 2. We're going to go ahead and hang up. We're going to hit redial, and it should end in a 2. I'm going to go ahead and transmit into the handset, and if you watch this red light here on the analyzer, that's an indication of 100% modulation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. We'll go ahead and ring it again. We'll let that go a few times. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move the telephone over into a regular line. And we're going to call it time and temp.
Good afternoon. Today is Saturday, March 10th. The time is 3:39. Current temperature at 70 degrees. Now the Belleville area weather forecast.
Sunny today with highs in the 60s, mostly clear tonight, lows around 40, mostly cloudy Sunday, showers likely, highs around 60.
Okay. So now what we can do is I'll call my number, and it'll be busy. We'll call one other number.
Thank you for calling Walmart.
Okay. And we don't need anything from there today, so the telephone is finished up and ready to be sent back to the customer. I'll show you here when I unplug the line. This is a Sitel telephone. And then they have made in Italy right here. So, and it's a Sitel. So it's a very cool telephone. It's the first one that I've seen in travertine, and it's pretty cool. Very nice telephone. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. This is Steve's telephone from Missouri. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.